Okay, guys, we're here. We are on Tier 2, Part 2. Remember, Tier 1 was 27 cards. Tier 2 is double that, 54 cards. You saw episode number 1, or Part 1 of Tier 2 with the great Josh Dawson. Josh joins us again today to talk about not the next 27, but 27 more cards that comprise part of this second tier of 54 cards of absolute monster Michael Jordan cards. You don't want to miss this. Thanks for watching. PWCC is a great way to sell your sports cards. If you're looking for a way to support the Cajun Cardboard YouTube channel, consider using the promo code CAJUN, all caps, CAJUN, when you're selling your cards on the PWCC marketplace. All right, here we are. We're talking about Tier 2, Page 3. Remember, I've got Josh Dawson at Northeast Sports Cards, who's going to be with us for the entire journey, every chapter of this novel that we're about to put into the content creation world. Josh, we're talking about the same tier we talked about last episode. If you missed it, go find it. It's in the playlist for Cajun Cardboard's MJ hierarchy. Easy to find on the channel. As we mentioned, we're going to repeat this every time, Josh. Tier 2 is Tier 2. The card on the first picture is not any better than any card on the second picture. There's no rhyme or reason. If you guys are scoring at home and you just have to put these damn things in order, go put them in order and let us know. That's great. Comment below, But we didn't want to hyper-focus on that. We just wanted to kind of convey the information, share some badass pictures, and let you guys do your own, arguing, commenting, dissecting, and discussing regarding which cards are better than which. And, there's a couple of them in Tier 3 that a lot of people think should be in Tier 2. We got lots of comments, Josh. I don't know if you noticed. I got lots of comments that some people wanted some cards that were not in Tier 1 to be in Tier 1. And I was like, okay, which one you going to move out? You got to pick. You can't just – it's like these All-NBA teams. You can't just take somebody off the All-NBA team. You can't put somebody in. You got to take somebody off too. So it's tough, man. It's tough.
It's very tough, and as we said last time, this is just a best way we could put it together based on all those different criteria of demand, value, scarcity, just everything. We just did the best. Obviously, it's going to create some discussion about what belongs where.
For sure. And don't shoot the messenger, man. Like, we're not going to be off more than one tier. In other words, you're not going to see a card in Tier 1 that belongs in Tier 3 or a card in Tier 4 that belongs in Tier 2. But it's absolutely within reason that you're going to see a lot of 4s that belong in 3s and vice versa, and then 2s that belong in 3s or vice versa, right? That's just – it's inevitable. There's just no way when you factor in those subjective criteria such as demand – and then aesthetics. There's a million directions you can go, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's get cranking. We're going to stay a little bit organized. We're going to spend a little more time looking at this sheet than we did last time, because I think a lot of people out there want to really come to terms and come to grips on pack odds for some of these cards and how maybe they jumped into Tier 2. Because Tier 2, you're talking about humongous Jordan cards. I mean, again, these are massive cards. So let's start in the top left with unquestionably a massive card. This one's got the coating on it. Boo, boo, boo. But it is the what's often referred to as the gold finest refractor. It's from 1996. This one's got monster pack odds, 5,184. Oh, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. On the pack odds, don't overreact if some of the pack odds are wrong. I didn't want to put the project on hold. Josh and I didn't want to put the project on hold. We were too excited to get it out to you guys. I've got a team of Cajun minions down here. Really, I have Josh and me and maybe one other guy, actually. But I like people to think I have a production team, right? It's going to try to do our best to verify pack odds. I think we're good on the cards you're going to see today. When we get to Tier 3 and 4, some of these cards are very obscure, and there are no pack odds lists out there for some of the cards in those lower tiers. So I've had to do some fancy math and do some Googling and some research and look at wrappers and make some decisions. And so we're not ready to go to print, as they say in the editing world, but we're doing our best to get close. So gold finest refractor, Josh, what do you know about this card? And we're going to save it till the end when we talk about which cards you do and don't have out of the 27. And we're going to save it on my end. We're not going to talk about it. Well, are we going to talk about it on the way, or do you want to just wait till the end?
Either way.
Okay, well, let's just ask. Go ahead. How many of the 27 do you have? You were 25 out of 27 on Tier 2, Picture 1. How many of these 27?
Exactly 25 again.
Again? Okay,
Yep.
okay.
25
So good.
out of 27.
That's a pretty good batting average, Josh. That's once again significantly better than mine. I've got mine pulled up. We'll knock mine out of the way, and I've got it in red so I don't get confused about which picture is which. And so I've actually got 18 out of 27, which in Louisiana is exactly 2/3. So
Which
I've got 18
because we're missing the exact same two. Or my two, or you're missing.
Which one are you
row.
missing? Top row, jewel sticker, which may or may not belong in here. We'll talk about it. And then choice reserve, right?
Yeah, I have the other choice reserves, not that one. So I did pull one out just to give an idea of what it looks like.
The choice reserve, when we get to it, is going to be one of those that's it falls into that rule that we created, which is one for all. So I chose one choice reserve. I didn't want to fill up a whole picture with a bunch of choice reserves, So that was a one for all type rule. All right, tell me what you know about the gold refractor. What you think about that one? The 96 gold refractor, over 5,000 pack odds. Tough.
Super tough. Off center, out of the pack, typically. Obviously, we have that debate of peel, no peel. It is not numbered, but it shines like crazy. It is a great looking card. In hand, it just reflects.
So I've got mine pulled up. Yeah, I've got mine pulled up. It's a min gem, and like you said, centering's the issue. I think this is a robbery. I think this for Beckett, this is 9.5 Beckett all day long, man. Centering's always the issue, right, on this one.
Yeah.
Does this one have greening issues? Not as much as the others, or
not mine don't at all. So I actually have mine right in front of me, and I don't have any.
Let's switch over. See what you got.
That's the one with the coating. So obviously you have these black lines on the sides. The reason it has those black lines, it has a whole peel over the whole card, and you can peel it off, and then you have it like Brian likes. Yeah. But no peel.
Yeah. I really like it that it's got a 10 up there on the label more than anything, right? Yeah, that's a beautiful, man. Yours is.
And again, this is called a refractor, but the other thing to notice, it looks like an atomic refractor, right? It has those lines going across it.
I can see little shimmering, illuminated, almost crosses. Like I see lines
it looks like an atomic refractor, right?
You can't see that on a 2D like I have over here shared on my screen. You just can't see it. Like if you look at Josh's and look at mine, it literally looks like I've got a base card and you've got an atomic refractor. That's one thing, whether PWCC can take the greatest pictures in the world, and they do, but you can't see what Josh can show you when he swivels it like that. You just can't do it.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the biggest things on this card is when we talked about refractors before and they shine, this one is considered a refractor, although it looks like an atomic refractor, right?
It definitely looks like an atomic refractor. It has
those grid lines. So,
and to be clear, Jordan has I did this the other day, 9. I can't remember if it's 9 or 8 atomic refractors. Is it 9?
Yeah.
I sent it out. Okay, it's 9 atomic refractors. For the purposes of this project, if Jordan has a card where he has an atomic refractor and a refractor, I only included a picture of the atomic refractor in the project, in the actual illustration, again, so as not to take up spots that other cards wanted to get into the project. So it's understood. If you see an atomic refractor, just know if another refractor, regular refractor exists, you're not going to see it in here. It's not that it's not important. Hell, Josh, some of the atomic refractors have a refractor that would probably be a tier 2 refractor, probably tier 3.
Agreed.
And you won't see them. So again, I don't mean to disparage refractor collectors.
There's a bunch of them, and in most cases, the atomic always have a refractor. In this case, the atomic is the same as a refractor. There is no regular refractor version of this gold.
That's right. Right. Tell me about the Prism Jewel sticker. This is in here. I've got it. Look, if you zoom in right here, you can see. Should this even be in here? I don't honestly know. I erred on the side of caution because I didn't want some great 80s Jordan. It's a very damn valuable card. Like while you talk about it, Josh, I'm going to pull it up on Card Ladder.
It's super valuable. It is rare because it came out of the coin machines, those little red machines at the supermarket, and there were stickers. There are 2 different versions of it. There is a small box and a big box, meaning in the back, the little grid pattern in yellow, there's one with smaller boxes and bigger boxes. So it's not a good looking card in my opinion. I don't love the card because I just don't like the image of Jordan.
What image of Jordan? What image of Jordan? Like my kid drew that, Josh. One of our kids drew that, right?
Yeah, so it's not pretty. Maybe that's why I haven't shelled out the money for it. right? Because it's a lot of money for something that's not that eye appealing to me. And then there's two versions. Which one do you get?
Here's the deal. Okay. So, you're educating me and you're preaching because I had no idea there were two versions. Number one, I do know that's not Michael Jordan at all in any way. Maybe after 40 years of hard time in prison, maybe.
Right.
And look, if you can't see it close enough, there you go. Creepy, creepy, creepy. It haunts my dreams. It's like some kind of Cajun voodoo. But the last PSA 9, just to put this in perspective, this card, in my opinion, fails the aesthetics category badly, right? There's 4 criteria: aesthetics, scarcity, value, demand. Demand, not really, right? I don't think this card is in high demand, as evidenced by the fact that you and I are not willing to shell out the money to pick it up.
Yeah.
Scarcity and value, it checks those boxes, my friend, in a big way. The last PSA 9, Josh, sold for $43,200. There have been, I don't know how PSA does their pop report, if they distinguish between big box and small box background, but they have a total of 227 between PSA and Beckett. There's a grand total of 1 PSA 10 out there. There are 0 9.5s. So you're talking about a sticker, I should say card, but it's a sticker where 227 graded, 1 gem, a 0% for Beckett, and a 0.86% for PSA. That's scarcity. That's value. If the 9 in 2020 sold for 40 grand, who the hell knows how much the 10 would sell for?
Right. Yeah. And that's, they're quite expensive. You can find them, but you're going to pay for them.
What if a PSA 10 showed up and it had buy it now 65,000? Are you touching it?
Probably not.
You're such a set registry slave. You are a slave to the set registry. You hesitated. You literally hesitated. No,
I probably wouldn't know because I just couldn't shell out that kind of money for that card. I would put it towards something I won on tier 1.
Okay, here's the deal. That or 2 Ultra Stars Gold Gem Mint. You know what I mean? That's kind of that or a 9.5 Jamboree. I mean, a Jambalaya. You know what I mean? It's like, come on, man. Give me the.
I think something that's definitely more popular, I'd say. Or
I'm here banging on a card that I've put as, one of the, 80 greatest Jordan cards in the world. But I put it in there because I'm trying to be objective. I'm not trying to make this subjective. Again, there's going to be an element of subjectivity. Let's move on from the kitty picture to 2 golden touches in a row. I've got both golden touches in tier 2. Agree or disagree?
Oh yeah, I mean they have to be. Yeah, okay, 100% agree. And I always loved the 96 more until I really got the 97 in hand.
Yep, and I have these dates right. I have the dates right. The 97's this one, and the 96 is this one. Okay, I just making sure.
Yeah. And the 96 is much more die cut. It has really weird little bubbles all the way around it. We'll get there. The 97, the reason it's so hard to get graded is because it's not only black bordered all the way around the card.
Yep.
It's black bordered all the way around the back.
Yep.
So it is just black bordered around the front, around the back. It is a really tough card.
Every ounce, Josh, every ounce of it. And I very recently picked up this PSA 8 along the way. Of course, I'm going to need the gem at some point. But I picked up the PSA 8 because I collect the 8s. And just like Josh was saying, this is why it's an 8. Look, I mean, you can't hide it. There's nowhere to hide. If your edges have any type of flaws whatsoever, they just jump out and slap you in the face, man. And it's another one of those cards with Jordan in his black uniform, but only on the back. So on the front, you get Jordan's red jersey, and on the back, you get Jordan in the black.
And it's very embossed. So kind of like some of the other cards we talked about, this card has a massive embossing on it. So it really sticks out well.
Remember what I was saying about that Skybox Premium little symbol, the little stamp, the foil stamp? Look, see what I see? Issues, right? And again, that's why it's an 8. It's got a surface.
I think that's a reflection.
You think it is? I don't know, man.
I think it's a reflection because when I turn mine in the light, I get that same exact.
Get the same thing?
Curve.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go with it.
I really do. I think it's because I turn mine in the light and I get the exact same shadow.
So I want to show you this. This is something, when I look at this, it reminds me of that green goo we used to play with when we were kids in the mid to late 80s. You remember that stuff, that disgusting sticky stuff that was kind of oily, but it was like blobs or globs. I don't even know what they called it, goo or whatever. This reminds me of that. I never noticed until I really dove in to look at the card. It's a G and a T for Golden Touch. I never, ever noticed that's what the die cut was. I never noticed that, but there's the G forms the top of the die cut, and then the T juts out just enough on your screen right there to form a portion of the die cut as well. Again, Jordan in 2 different color jerseys, Jordan in white on the front, Jordan in red on the back.
Yeah, and again, super condition sensitive because of those curves and the chipping,
Josh, this is a great narrative, and it's very 80s, and most of them are corny as hell, but this is pretty cool. Like the baddest villain you've ever want to meet, MJ struts into enemy arenas with fire in his eyes and blood running hot. You can hear the gasps of frightened onlookers as number 23 reaches for his weapon and finishes off their fallen heroes.
Yeah, Dungeons and Dragons.
Don't you spell heroes with an E? Heroes?
I think you can go either way, actually. But I
got an error card.
I've always
this is
spelled it with
101.
E.
That's an error. That's 101 right there. That's a 101 error card. Let me ask you this question. Look at the subgrades on this card, Josh, and I just want your general opinion. This is not a hierarchy question. This is a general, Josh Dawson is the expert opinion. Would you rather a quad gem or a mixed gem, as I like to call it, with a 10 and a 9? Or does it depend on where the 10 is and where the 9 is?
I think it does. I think obviously, especially cards, this one's a little bit more difficult. With other cards, you want centering to be a 10.
Yeah.
You want centering to be a 10 if at all possible. You don't want that to be the 9. If in anything you want that to be the 9-5, you don't want the one sub that's under the other 3. You have 3 9-5s on the 9. You don't want the 9 on the centering.
But this one's weird because you might be able to. I would never be able to tell if the card was off center or not.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No,
now look,
it's very hard to tell.
Yeah, if we go back here now, to this, the gold refractor, of course. I meant to ask you about your gold refractor. In refractors in general and atomic refractors, just generally speaking, is it fair to say on those cards, for once, surface probably means more and color clarity probably means more than centering? I know you don't like to choose. I know you're the collector and I am through.
No, but I think centering is important. A lot of the refractors, as you know, especially like 96 chrome, have greening, right? Even the 97 embossed we talked about last week, that has a greening issue.
Josh, take this one. This 96 refractor has great coloring, but I think it's clearly off center left to right. I noticed the centering is not good, all right? But the color is exceptional. Would you rather exceptional color and, whatever this is, 60-40 centering or 65-35 centering, or would you rather a hint of off color and perfect centering? I go with the color on refractors, and it's one of the few cards where I would.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. I mean, I guess it depends on how, if it's completely hulked, as they call it, and it's all green, then I'd probably stick with a better color.
Yeah.
Obviously, aesthetics, the first thing you see is the borders. Yeah. So it's hard to pass by. Yeah,
for sure. Okay, so the 2 Golden Touch, you agree, those belong in tier 2. Let's look at the pack odds on those real quick. I said we'd have more allegiance to the pack odds. 5,400 for the 97 and 2,400 for the 96 on those. 97 on the left. What's that?
Yeah, they more than doubled it the second year after they found out it was a popular insert. So.
They did. But I'll be honest with you, I think this one's more popular, and I think aesthetics is the primary reason.
Yeah. Like I said, it's massive embossing too. I think the other one's flat. So I think there's just a lot going for it.
For sure. Okay, next we've got a couple of metal products in a row. We got the Metal Championship Galaxy, and that comes from 1997 Metal Universe Championship and then 1997 Metal Universe Championship Hardware. I assure you, I didn't mean to put these together in pairs and the Golden Touch in pairs. It just turned out that way. Which of these 2 cards, trumps the other for you? If you had to choose between these 2, which one do you like the most?
I like the Championship Hardware. I just like the colors on it better. I like the borderless. I mean, the Championship looks a lot like the metal, except for it has the green text on it.
Yep.
And the rivets do pop on that card, so they're very, very embossed. You can see them even through the back almost. But yeah, I like the Championship Hardware. It just has that refractor type finish, and it's shiny. And
I like the hardware. I'll take the Galaxy first. It's tough. Let's look at the pack odds. The pack odds for the hardware is almost double. So 2880. I think I got these right. 2880 for the Metal Universe Championship Galaxy. 5400 for the Metal Universe Championship hardware. Again, the only thing better than Metal Universe Championship in my book is 97 Metal Universe, the regular. That's just. I love those cards, man. I think those are two great inserts right there. Neither one of those are easy pack odds, but when you get over 5,000, you're talking about serious scarcity, serious rarity right there. This is the first numbered Jordan insert from the 90s that I ever purchased. And I actually stacked it because I felt like they were undervalued at the time, and they were, because I did this real early in 2020, if I recall, before the pandemic. This is the Take It to .net, and it is serial number to 1,000. And I don't have pack odds for the cards that are serial numbered. I'm sure you guys have picked up on. But Flair Showcase is one of the best and the baddest products, right behind Metal Universe in my book. Some people would probably have it ahead of Metal Universe as their favorite, or the most sought after product from the 90s. Tell me what you know about this one. I have my 9.5, which I've got, and I can show in a second. But I bought, I think, 4 other PSA 9s. And it was one of the very few times that I invested in Jordan inserts strictly to buy low and sell high. And it worked out for me. I flipped those 9s, made good money. And, of course, you know where the money went. It went right back to some other Jordans that I don't have, right? What do you know about this showcase, Take It to .net? And do I even need to ask whether you have the 10?
I mean, it looks like a circuit board when you zoom in, right? And it's a little bit more 3D looking in person than it may be on the flat image. It has a dark background, which makes a dark backside, which makes it hard to grade. It's not only the front. The front's not that bad. It's actually the back that makes it really difficult for the chipping.
Yep.
So that's something that.
Let me see if I can pull the back up for the people. That's what she said. Hang on. Did I lie? Do I? Yeah. No, there it is. Okay. Yeah, I do own it, right? Yeah. Okay. There it is. Yeah. And there's your. I like it because it's gold. It's kind of gold serial numbered, right? It's kind of gold. Yeah. 221 out of 100, out of 1,000. Sorry, it just kind of makes it even more computeristic, more Take It to .net, and you can even see the computer motherboard. Whatever computer chip board or whatever they call that. Yeah, in the back. And people got to remember, like in 1998. I mean, the internet was around. I'm trying to remember, Josh, when I first had the ching, 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 that kind of internet was probably what, man? 96?
Dial-up was everything from, I remember, from like 86 up to 90, 90 past 94, right around 94, 95.
Hold on. You got your years. You mean 96? There was no
96.
You did not have internet in 86.
96 up to 2.
Yeah. I was going to say 96.
Even in high school, though, I was using it. Yeah. I had the print shop and the Apple IIe, and we did the dial-up over the phone line, and Mom picked up the phone. And
modem first, then internet's next. Yeah, it's unbelievable that we were alive back then. Our kids, we couldn't even explain it to our kids that it's.
I'm going to show this one only because the flat image doesn't show how pretty the actual, how you can see all the embossing.
They're raised. Yeah. Is it not flat? Is it raised?
It's all raised. It's all raised. It's all embossed. So cool. It really gives you like almost like a 3D image. It looks like it's going down with these lines.
Yes.
So it looks like looks like it's kind of coming out at you.
It definitely does.
So
it's almost like a linchpin's, how it's kind of emanating out from behind him, like he's exploding out of the computer board. It's almost like a linchpin. Yeah. I was going to say, here you go. Now, this is what I was telling you with the corny narratives. You ready? Going so soon, and then there's a little sad face emoji. We just got the email, right? That's like next level clever. We just got the email and had to drop you a line. We're going to miss the way you brought electricity to the court with your fearless style of play, style, grace, passion. You had them all. Those 10 scoring titles were unreal. This is like one of the many MJ cards out there that has almost like a send-off, like a serenade of MJ on his way out the door after he hung it up for the second time of 3.
Right.
So Take It to .net's awesome, man. It's serial numbered. It is probably the highest serial numbered 90s Jordan insert that is not part of an MJ exclusive set. Is that fair?
I'm trying to think if there's anything like $1,500 or $2,500 or.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything out there like that that's not part of one of those, MJ exclusives or Ionics or whatever those things.
You might be right. Yeah, I haven't even thought about that. But
all right, you're on for the next one because I don't know what the hell I'm looking at. This is the Upper Deck Collector's Choice. Choice Reserve. I think it's actually called Premium Reserve, and I wrote Choice Reserve twice. I think that's supposed to say Premium. I might be wrong.
It's actually Premium Choice Reserve.
There you go. Premium Choice Reserve. It is serial numbered.
Share your screen.
Yeah, I'm not sharing my screen, and I'm on the wrong screen. So now I'm sharing my screen. It is 1 in 1,200. Is this numbered?
They are numbered. Yes, they're numbered to 100.
Why did I not put that on there? Okay, note to self. Don't let me forget. I need to update this.
And they're all numbered to 100. So
okay. Is it from Collector's Choice or from Upper Deck Choice? From Upper Deck Choice. That's right. So not Collector's Choice. Okay, two different products.
Yep.
Like I told you, I don't know a thing about this card.
They're both inexpensive. All right. They're both inexpensive products, but this is kind of the main one, the one you're looking at in white with the white jersey.
Yeah.
I don't have that one. There are 4 or 5 different versions. And I have a different one just to kind of show everyone what you're looking at, because it looks like a base card, especially in a flat image. So this is a Choice Reserve. Looks like a $3 card, but if you turn it just enough,
you can see all the cracked ice everywhere. Yes,
you can see the little ice there. And
like a 3D, like a premium 3Ds, Josh.
Yeah, and it says Choice Reserve right across it, and so it's just really hard to tell. You got that little refractor.
Show it, Josh. Show it. Get closer to the screen. Where does it say Choice Reserve?
Yeah, actually, in the refractor, like in the ice spells out Choice Reserve. It's really
okay. I had no idea. That's what the cracked ice.
And then the back is, they're numbered. So and they're serial numbered like this.
That's awesome. 3 digits on the numerator, no matter what. That's really cool. I've never seen one in hand. Again, I don't know much about the card. There was a few of them. Yeah. And so this is one of those cards, like we said, where if there's like 5 up, some of them like Legacy Collection and Platinum Medallion, we're going to show you every single one. I didn't think Choice Reserve rose to the level of relevance in comparison to the Legacy Collection. Obviously, we think it's an important card because it's in tier 2 with a lot of other really important cards. I just didn't think it rose to the level of importance as the Platinum Medallions and as the Legacy Collections, where we should show every single one. Do you agree or disagree on that?
Oh, completely agree. And, listen, it's not about a serial number to 25 is going to be above a serial number to 100. There are cards in number to 25 that might fall in tier 3.
Yep, there are.
Just because they're not in demand. There's maybe they're not that valuable, whatever the reason might be. Yeah. I can think of a couple already, but they're numbered really low. It's not because they're not hard to find. They're unicorns, but they're also not in demand at all.
They're not in demand. Here's a spoiler alert. There's cards numbered to 25, and the ones I'm talking about, and numbered to 100 that you're going to see in tier 4. Not in tier 1, not in tier 2, not in tier 3, but in tier 4. Maybe not the 25s. I think maybe just the 100s. I don't know. We'll have to revisit that. I can't remember. I've got so many cards going through my brain right now because you guys are watching the videos from the perspective of like, we're done. We're not done. I'm scrambling. I spent 12 hours today looking at the same damn cards over and over, trying to get the images right, trying to get the pack odds right. So the project is ongoing. Tier 2 is done, but the project's ongoing. Talk about the next card. This is a card that I've got. It's a card that I know you've got. The rumor has it, or I don't know if it's a rumor or not, but I have heard that this card was intended to be die cut, Josh. Is that true? Yep. But it is not. It kind of looks like it on your screen, but the areas that are black were supposed to be cutouts, and it was supposed to be die cut. Is that true?
Right. Yeah, it is, and I would love it if it was. It has those really, really sharp edges. I mean, it makes almost like a little triangle on the sides.
Yep.
There you can show it. So it's not just those little end cuts. It's actually down the middle too, on the side right there. So, and not in the middle of the card, but on the sides. Yeah, that's actually
here,
black.
Like around his waist.
No, on the side, where you see that diamond. It's not just there in the bottom piece. It's along that edge too. That's all black. So that was supposed to be cut out, and then around the middle, and then down at the bottom again.
Holy moly! That would be something. Yeah,
it's a beautiful card in person. Like it's I don't know. It's definitely cracked ice before cracked ice.
Basically, the red that you see on the back, you're saying should have been cut out.
Yes, the red. Yeah. So if
There
you
you
see,
go.
it's like a telephone. It's not just the top and the bottom. It's actually the sliver down the middle too. There.
Yeah.
On the each side. I shouldn't say middle, but
Gosh,
yeah.
it's a great card. You know what I always say on my channel, when I see this card, I think of a video game from the 1980s called Cubert. Do you remember that? Do you see what I see? Huh?
That's exactly what I see. Yep.
The little creature with the no arms. He's just got feet. Poor guy. He's got feet. He's shaped like a ball. He bounces around, and it's impossible.
Oh, yeah. No, this is exactly what I see. It's just cubes. It's cubes in the background, and it's funny because if that was a still picture, it'd look great. But the fact that it's like this, and it just shines like crazy.
It shines like crazy.
Yeah, this card is a lot better looking than a flat image.
That's a big time card, Josh. 1 in 3,456 pack odds. Good Lord. Let's keep cranking. We're at the 30-minute mark, and we're 1 row in. We got 2 rows to go. Plus, I probably should have said this at the beginning to hook people. I'm bad at this, right? I'm not a professional yet, but we're going to give you a very brief glimpse at all 3 27 card pictures of tier 3. Unless something changes, which is not out of the question, but it shouldn't change. We're going to give you a look at all 3. And look, watch how fast I do it. 1, 2, 3. There you go. That's what you get. No, at the end, we'll look at it a little bit longer. But you can screenshot that and go back and pause it and take a picture with your phone. All right, Thrill Seekers. 2 Thrill Seekers. This is the 1996 Thrill Seekers, and it's a little bit tougher than the 97 Thrill Seekers. The 96 Thrill Seekers has 1 in 3,600 pack odds, so almost the exact same as the rave reviews we just looked at. Josh, I've seen, and we talked about this in the group chat. I remember somebody said, hey, is this what this is supposed to look like? And I think it's the lighting in the room where the picture's taken, because this card on your screen looks very, very red. I don't want to say bright red, but it's not maroon at all. It's not maroon by any stretch. It's clearly red. And then I want to pull mine up, and then we're going to look at yours, and we're going to see if they look different. So mine looks a little bit darker red, a little bit darker red than that, right?
You're not sharing.
Not sharing. I know. God dang it.
Sorry.
There's that. No, you're good. You always just catch me. Just scream. There's that. Here is mine, which looks to me a little bit darker red, and then show me yours, and I'm going to stop going back to the big screen. So you're just going to show it on this one there. Yeah.
So it looks a little bit more maroon, I guess, but
yours looks darker too. Yeah, yours looks like mine.
Yeah. In person, it looks more red. It looks a little bit less red on the screen, but what I love about this card is that word lenticular.
Lenticular again. There's that word.
Yeah, so you can kind of see behind it. If you had it raw and you rubbed your fingers again, it would make that zip 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 noise.
Like a zipper noise.
Yeah. So it you can't really tell too well, but it really does look 3D. It looks like he's coming out. Probably even better on your flat image there. You can kind of see, but it's
you can definitely see the rivets, right? It's the same surface. Lenticular is the same feel, same exact feel, same surface as the hot numbers, which we're going to look at a little bit later coming up.
Yep, and the big minimum court that we're going to look at.
Yeah. Meltdown. You talk about condition sensitive. There's not a lot of these gems out there, and I know you know that. And you've got one of the very few PSA 10s, I'm guessing. Pop 1 in 540. So of the cards in tier 2, this is probably I'm looking around. This is the easiest pack odds. This is even an easier pack odds than the 92 Stadium Club Beam Team, which is not rare at all. But if we go to Card Ladder and we plug in Meltdown, I want to take a look at the pop report to make sure everybody understands what we're talking about here. There's 16 PSA 10s. That is not a lot. It's a 3% gem rate for PSA and then an even lower gem rate for Beckett. That's interesting. Yeah. But about 2.5% on average gems. You're talking about 16 plus 7. That's 23 in the world, Josh. Card that's been graded about a little over 800 times. Thoughts on the Meltdown?
Again, I like this card a lot because it's not about the background and the volcano kind of look. It's more about the fact that it's really shiny in person. It really it doesn't have that refractor feel, but it definitely has that metal feel.
I like the back. I think that's so cool. The back is just it's so cool looking. The
back
words
is
Meltdown
cool,
is almost like a horror film from the early 90s. Just that I don't know what you call that font, but I need to put that on my thumbnails for my channel. That font is really cool. I know it's supposed to be lava, but it looks kind of like a horror film, like it's dripping blood or something like that.
Right. And on the front it looks like it's kind of pouring lava over the mountains, which is kind of cool,
Yeah. It's a
and
melting
that lava is embossed, so it really
Oh.
sticks out like it's coming over the mountain range, so to speak.
I had to look closer, but it is a melting green metal wall in the background that's melting, and the melted part's almost blue, and it's dripping down. A really, really tough card to gem. You've got a 10, I've got a 10. That's 2 out of the 16. That's a good feeling right there, huh?
You can kind of see how it looks like it's overflowing.
I can on yours, yes.
See on that, and when I kind of turn it, you can see how it looks like it's overflowing. So it's embossed, and it really looks like it's coming over that green wall, like you said. So
it absolutely does.
So
again,
cool.
Not the most miserable pack odds. Very attainable card. If I wanted to go buy 5 right now, I could go buy 5. I just can't buy 5 PSA 10s. But if I want to go 5 PSA 8s, I can go get them right now. And aesthetically, I think it's right there with any card we're going to see on these 27. It's right there, man. That's a
jersey.
That's a great looking card. Next to it, we go back to the foundation. We go back to what started it all. We got Jordan's first ever Topps Chrome refractor. This is his 96, right? If I'm not mistaken, his 96. This is 1 in 2,640. So all of you people that collect ultra modern and you get excited when you hit a silver prism, it used to be a lot different, right? If we go back 27 years in the year 1996, to pull a refractor was no joke. And then to pull the Jordan was 1 in 2,640 packs. Imagine if you had to open 2,640 packs to pull a Luka Doncic silver prism and then hope for the best with the centering. That's legit pack odds for a refractor. It's not 5,000 like the gold, but it's his first Topps Chrome. And I think Topps Chrome, for a lot of people, Topps Chrome trumps finest. Where do you stand on the finest versus Topps Chrome?
It's difficult. I grew up with the finest, so I still have a love in my heart for the finest cards, all of them, and especially even some of those Bowman's Best, especially when they get into the refractors and atomic refractors from 96 Bowman's Best. So I kind of have a sweet place in my heart for some of those. So it's
you don't have to choose. You don't have to choose.
Yeah,
I'm not going to make you do it.
No, and this is one I do not have in a 10. It's a very, very, very difficult card to get. I'm just happy to have it.
Let's show it. Let's show it, Josh, because you're right. I think it's single digits, is it not?
I honestly don't know.
Maybe wrong. Let's see.
I see the Kobe more because of obviously what it is. But, the Jordan, I mean, it's really hard in a 10.
7. And who knows if some of those 7 are greens. 96 Chrome, keeping the color, it's very, very rare. Like, it's very, very rare. And some of these cards are
greens. And I'm happy to say I don't have one that's greened. I keep it out of the light. And again, I don't know. There's a lot of people who tell you different things about it's because of light. It's because of this. It's because of that. I don't know why they green. Some of them are encapsulated and then they green after. So I'm not sure exactly what causes it. To see, some kind of chemical on the price. But
last one of these, there's 7 in the world. 9 have sold all time. Over the last 2 years, none have sold, just to give you some idea. If we look at the all-time, the last PSA 10 that we saw sell at private, in a public setting, was in 2020. So that was right in the middle of the pandemic, right? Pandemic was 2020. March 2020 is when it started. Did I get that right? Mm-hmm. So post-pandemic, but also post-Last Dance, sold for $25,100. If one of these things came to market right now, this one, perfect color, perfect centering, true PSA 10, what do you think it would catch on the open market, Josh? Let's say it just showed up in the PWCC Premier Monthly.
40 to 45?
It's up. I agree. 3 years later, I think the card's more. In an era, in a time of the hobby where we're seeing a lot of cards, even Michael Jordan cards, down over the last 2 years. This is one I don't think you see it down. I think it pushes well. I'll tell you this right now: if this card showed up, I will figure out a way to buy it for 40 for sure. That's for sure. So you got one here. I got two sitting, watching, looking at me in the screen. So there's at least two people that are going to chase this thing north of 40. So I think you're right, Josh. I think this might even push 50, 60, 70 if you get the right parties involved in that bidding war. So
it's not his first refractor, of course, right? His 93 finest we already talked about is his first refractor, but this is his first Topps Chrome refractor. So it's significant, and also Kobe's rookie year. So that set has a lot of.
It's also first year Topps Chrome. So it's
first year Topps Chrome. It had big
trifecta.
Big rookie class with a lot of names in it. So
I mean, here's the deal. Listen, I think I want to look this up, and I'm just going to look up the base PSA 10, Josh. Pop 122, man. You're looking at a card that just sold for $660 for a base Topps Chrome. That's how much first year big product matters. So big card, no doubt. Next to it, we've got let's talk about these two at the same time, Josh. We've got two Skybox premium rubies. I've got the 1997 and the 1996. The 97 is 2880. The 96 is 3600. We're talking about this card right here with Jordan in the red jersey with Pippen in the foreground, and he's going up to dunk that ball or maybe switch hands. We don't know. And then we were talking about this one over here, this card that some people refer to as Point Men. Point Men, right? Is it Point Man or Point Men?
Point Men.
Point Men, yeah. Over on the right. They look like the base cards, Josh. The thing that distinguishes those, unless I'm mistaken, the only thing that distinguishes those is the red foil, correct?
Yeah, the red foil. Yep, that's it. It's got red foil not only at the bottom, but also where it says obviously Skybox in the box.
The Skybox premium stamp is red foil. The words at the bottom are red foil. Same thing. The Skybox stamp at the bottom is red foil. The Point Men up at the top is red foil. I don't have either one of these cards. I don't think. I've got my little handy dandy picture. No, I don't have either one of those. You've got both of them. You have both of them.
No, I do not. Yes, I do. I'm sorry. I do have both. I only have the one I pulled out. I didn't pull the Point Men out. I have this one I pulled out, and again, it's not maybe as sexy as some of the other cards. It's just has that red foil. It is not numbered for a ruby, because now you think of rubies as numbered to 50. It is not numbered, but it's maybe not the flashiest card. It's just it's rare.
Yeah. Is there any rhyme or reason to why some of the rubies are serial numbered to 50 and then some of them aren't serial numbered? I mean, has anybody made sense of it?
I don't know if they started in 97 doing that and didn't start in 96. That could be it. And they've obviously got much flashier and
but one of these is a 97, right? This first one's a 97. Like, that's a 97 right there.
So maybe they started in.
It's weird.
I don't know. I don't know what the.
I don't know. Maybe somebody will know. Maybe somebody will comment that's watching the video. Yeah. Right next to it, we got the premium players, which is a tough card because it's got Lamont Murray, and the world is full of Lamont Murray personal collectors, PC Lamont Murray guys from the University of California, one of the greats. He does not block this shot, is my guess, that Jordan has taken in this fadeaway. But that's the premium players. What do you know about this card, Josh? The pack odds on this premium player is 1 in 2,880, which is it's a pack odds you're going to hear over and over for cards where there are 1 in 288 pack odds. For some reason, they kept choosing those pack odds, and that means there's 10 of them in that particular insert set. And I think that's the case, right? Or it could be 1 in 144 with 20. I don't know, but I think it's 10 cards in the premium player. Maybe I'm wrong.
I think it's 10. And, obviously the larger set, the harder the odds get, because if there's 20 players, then you got that many more choices to not get Michael Jordan specifically.
Yep. And this is one where I did not skimp, Josh. I went with the PSA 10, just like you taught me. And so great looking card. Love everything about this card.
It's a great card. If you haven't, have you seen it in person?
I have not seen it in person. No, this one went straight to the ball.
Here's the deal. Because it is shiny.
Oh, yeah, it is. That's one of those cards where people are going to be like, is that a refractor? And our answer is going to be, it's refractor-like. But it's not.
It's got a refractor finish. I'll leave it at that, right? The next card's going to be the same thing,
Yeah. I actually picked this card up and the Meltdown card that we just looked at in PSA 10 from PWCC Weekly Auction the week before Atlantic City. I sort of took advantage of a lot of people I think were prepping for the National, didn't really have eyes on it. And both those PSA 10s came up, and I was like, man, if I don't do it now, I'm never going to do it. And I blew my wad that I had, to bring to Atlantic City. But the timing was right, and I don't regret it. They're probably not at the same value that they had then, if I had to guess, either one of them, the Meltdown or the Premium Player. But I don't regret buying them just because we looked at it. There's just so few of them out there. I think there's 12 or 16 of each of those. Yep. It's just hard to come by, man. 2880 is tough pack odds too. The Adidas Superstar, part of a 3-card set. Tell us about it. Yeah,
you had the Ultra Abilities All-Star.
I said Adidas Superstar. Sorry. Yeah.
Ultra Abilities. Sorry.
Ultra Abilities.
Star, Superstar in what was the middle one?
Starter, All-Star, and
Starter.
Superstar.
Yeah. Starter, All-Star, and Superstar. Yeah.
And we'll see that. We'll see that later in this project. You're going to get to those.
The base one, the starter is not die cut. The second one is die cut, and this one obviously is crazy die cut. So this one has a refractor type finish. Again, it's just die cut everywhere. It has no flat edge even across the top. It looks like it's flat across the top, but it's not.
You're not hiding these corners, man. These corners are tough to preserve.
It scoops down from right to left, and then on the bottom, real hard to not chip up those corners when they're pointing down.
It looks like my slab's damaged a little bit right there. Huh. Maybe it's just I don't know. It does look a little bit cracked. Huh. Hope it doesn't get to those corners. Yeah, there's no penny sleeve that fits this one snugly. So you're just trying to preserve the corners of this card has got to be maddening. Like if I pulled this out of a pack, I would not know what to do. What would you do if you pulled this card out of a pack for people at home? Because there's other cards like this that are shaped like this, weird, the cut above and stuff like that. Those are a little different because you can kind of sit it in. Even the hot shots, you could sit it in because the bottom has got the flat. But this, what do you put it between two books? I mean, I don't know. What do you do? Put it in the middle of a Gone with the Wind book?
I'd probably be very careful and put it in a penny sleeve and then put it in not a top loader, but rather, a semi-rigid.
That's what I would do.
Like you do for grading because they won't move
straight to
as
it.
much.
Top loader, it's going to move around. It's going to bang.
Things in there because,
I think that's a good call. Putting it in the semi-rigid is definitely the way to go, or maybe put it in a penny sleeve and then in a recessed 2-piece or something. I don't know. I know this. It would cause me anxiety if I pulled this because I know how valuable the card is and how rare. But if I pulled it out, there's just nowhere to hide this card. I would literally drive to Nat's house and hand it to Nat Turner and say, "Hey, do me a favor, grade this. It's your problem now. It's not mine. It's your problem." Right? Yeah. All right. Next to it, we've got an Interlake. Tell the people what you know about the Interlake. I do have an Interlake. I believe mine is a BGS 9.5 quad, but I might be wrong and I might be overstating it. It is
I do not have that handy, but it's obviously oversized.
Mine's a Min Gem. Yeah, it's huge. It's humongous. Yeah, it's humongous.
Yeah, it's very large. It's much bigger than the Nike Promo or any of those cards. I'll wait for you to pull it up.
Do you have the 10 or you have a 9.5?
I have a 10.
Yeah, you have the 10. There's 8 of them. So you've got 12.5% of the ones in the world. It is a 3% gem rate. People think this card's a little bit more common than it is. It's not real common. There's only been 448 ever graded by PSA and BGS. It's almost split down the middle. Usually people prefer one or the other. The gem rate of BGS is way, way, way higher, and that's why I went the cheap route, and you went, of course, the more impossible route. So you've got the PSA 10. I've got the BGS 9.5 Min Gem. That's the all-time for the PSA 10.
I got mine in like 1997.
I know. That's the kind of stuff that's going to make people want to throw up on their keyboard. The prices – you notice I've not asked you the prices you paid for any of these cards.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
It's just going to piss people off. Like, I want people to keep watching the Cajun Cardboard channel, not throw, a brick through their monitor. So we're not asking you anything about –
never sold stuff.
Yeah, I don't want to hear what you paid $1.75 for your Beam Team PSA 10. We don't want to hear your stupid stories about that, Josh. The 9.5 does sell a little bit. Sold 4 times in the last year, averaging around $12,000. What do you think about this premium, Josh? I know you're PSA friendly and you've got the PSA, so it's tough to be completely objective. But $12,000 for a 9.5. It's 87,000 last sold for PSA 10. Let's say it's worth 60 to 70. Is that a normal 5-to-1 ratio, 6-to-1?
No, I mean, that's even bigger than what it should be. I mean, even the 86 Fleer now, the discrepancy is 3.5 times.
It is. You're right. It used to be nuts, though. You remember?
Yeah, and
It came back.
Well, I remember when they were identical.
Yeah.
The BGS 9.5 was the exact same price as a PSA 10.
And before that, people were crossing PSA 10s to try to get BGS 9.5s. That's something that new collectors are never going to be able to wrap their brain around because they may have come into the hobby post PSA is king, right? PSA is king right now. I am first one to admit it. As a 90s collector, what's that?
It's all about secondary market value.
It is.
You know,
it is.
There's no reason a BGS 9.5 is not worth or even as similar. You know, the card's no better in a PSA 10 than it is in BGS 9.5.
It's saying that it's all about the secondary market. That is correct, but there is more to it. There's the buyback guarantee that PSA has that BGS doesn't. That's big on 90 stuff, especially. Number two, you know what I'm going to say, the set registry, dude. It matters. And you know it matters because it matters to you, you know, and it matters to a lot of people who collect cards like this, big cards. Thank God it doesn't matter to me or I'd be more broke than I am right now. Let's keep going. The credentials. Sorry, let me get this straight. Let me read it. The 96 EX2000, you mentioned maybe one of your favorite sets from the 90s, correct?
Yep.
And this is the credentials.
I mean, it's like see-through. It's, you know, they use different materials. I just think it was groundbreaking at the time. This card, obviously, like you point out, is numbered to 499. That blue is not just printed on the card. It's almost like a cellophane that you can see through. And it's, you know, obviously his face is cut off.
It's a totally different texture, yes, than the border. Yeah.
It's almost like a film. I'll try to do it like this. So you can see through it. You can literally see through the card. You can see my hand going through there.
Yeah, I see it.
So it's literally like
that's so cool.
Like game film, right?
That is so cool.
So it's obviously shiny around the edges and stuff, but that's what makes the technology at the time. And then of course it's numbered. I think that's what makes it, you know, really condition sensitive too.
Two things about this card, Josh, that stand out. Number one, the base card is a color that you don't see on many Michael Jordan cards, and it is a beautiful card. It's almost like an amber. It's almost like the color of this Planet Metal die cut that we're about to talk about down here. It's a little bit darker than that, but a beautiful, beautiful base card. Like if you ask me my favorite base cards from the 90s, I'm going to say 97 Metal Universe, and I'm going to say the 96 EX2000 base. Those are just so gorgeous. And then the other thing I was going to say about this card is that it's very tough to gem. And one of the main reasons is diamond cutting. The card's diamond cut a lot at the top to where it's unmistakable if your window pane that you just showed us is not perfectly parallel to the top border edge. It's real easy to see. I call it diamond cutting because I'm an 86 Fleer collector, and that's what we call it. Like it's diamond cut. You know, it's tilted basically. The picture is tilted, and the window pane is tilted, and it's askew from the border, which it's supposed to be parallel with, and so it's unmistakable and it's bad, and that's how a lot of cards fail to get gem grades. I did want to look this card up because I think it's crazy. Sorry, it's not essential; it's just credentials. I think it's super crazy rare in PSA 10, isn't it, Josh? It's not even in there.
It is. I mean, I'm happy to have it in a 9.
Damn, it's not even in card ladder. What? Chris is sleeping at the wheel, man. What's he doing? You don't even have a tier 2 card in card ladder. We're gonna have to text him tonight when we get off this thing. Holy cow, Josh! The last time it sold was 2016.
That's crazy for a 10. Yeah,
that's what it says. The card ladder estimates.
I haven't seen a 10, and I haven't seen a 10.
Card ladder estimates 38 grand. That's a lot, man. It has sold 3 times in the history of the universe. 2012, 2013, 2016. So it's been 7 years, Josh. That's nuts.
And you wonder if it's the same cert number.
It could be. It could be. Yeah, you're right. It could be. All right. Let's talk about the big men on court, the big men on court, and the big men on court. First of all, is it big men or big man? I know this one's big men because I can see the E. Yep. Is this big men or big man?
It's big men on court on all of them.
All of them. Okay.
Yeah.
Just making sure. That's what I've got. So we're good. We're being vetted here. The one that you see on the left is crazy rare. It's actually more rare than the 96. I have my years right, correct? This is the 96, and this is the 96 Z-Pete. Yep. Let's get closer. Sorry, here we go. This is the 96. This is the 96 Z-Pete, and this is the 97.
Yep.
The 97, correct me if I'm wrong, that is lenticular, yes?
Lenticular, yep.
Okay. It is, and the 96s, I'm almost sure I've seen somebody, you can bend these things almost in half.
Yeah, they're like flimsy. Yeah,
plastic.
They're very flimsy.
It's not paper, it's plastic is what I'm getting at. Like a extremely malleable.
You can bend it, it'll pop right back.
Right back. Like no damage done. Just pop right back. Yeah, I don't recommend it, but
I actually like the 96 better than the 97. I think the 97 is more desirable. Maybe.
I think most people like 96 better. I think most people agree with you.
I like the graffiti look, and it just kind of reminds me of the first, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air bedroom and stuff, and the graffiti. And I just liked. I've liked it ever since it came out. It's very bright, and obviously with the black borders all the way around it on the 96. Yeah, it's really tough to get graded too.
I can't share that with you because I don't own either one of them. I had a Z-Pete, and by the way, we were talking last episode, Josh. Show us yours. We were talking last episode about cards that were faked. 86 is always first. This card right here, a horrible shipment of these cards came in from Asia. No disrespect to Asians, but that's where they came from. They came in from Asia, and they slipped through the cracks at BGS and PSA. And there are a ton of fake Z-Petes. I don't think there's as many fake originals, the ones that you see in the middle. I don't think there's many fake of these, but there's darker Z-Petes on the right, fakes upon fakes upon fakes, and they're in BGS slabs and they're in PSA slabs. Careful, careful, careful.
Yeah. So this is the regular one.
No, it's fake. I'm just kidding.
And there is a way to tell. I think it's over on the corner right here.
It is.
Whether it's flat or whether it's rounded.
Yeah, that's right. So, that's right.
Again, as I mentioned before, I am not the expert on picking out the fakes. Brian and I both know people that are literally experts in that. And, I think, reach out to us. We can help you determine if a card is fake or not. And,
Josh, if there's one card, even I'll be honest with you, like we're going to talk about over 300 cards. If there's one card, even in a PSA and BGS slab that I still am uncomfortable buying without asking at least 3 or 4 people to look at, it's this Z-Pete card. That's the one card that frightens me more than any other card that we're going to look at in all of these cards, because even in a slab, it scares me. Now, there's a blowout form thread, Josh, where they list the serial numbers that Beckett graded that are absolutely definitely fakes. Like Beckett let a lot of them slip through, and I don't know why, for whatever reason, Beckett got 70 of these in one shipment, and we're talking about a card, for God's sakes, that has a, it's a 1 in 11,000 pack odds, but yet somebody sends in like 20. That's probably a red flag. I'm not a genius here, but that's pretty serious.
So it's not the serial number, but the cert number you mean, right?
I'm sorry, I said serial number. Cert number, yes. So the cards that slipped through the cracks at Beckett and got graded, those cert numbers, I don't use blowout, but I know a lot of people do. If you're looking to buy this card, go read the whole thread first. It'll tell you how to spot a fake. Again, I still say ask a third person, but it'll give you a list of the Beckett certification numbers on the slab. And if your certification number on the card you're looking at buying matches those, that means don't buy the card. It's probably a fake. But like I was saying, like if you get multiple Big Men on Court Z-Pete Raws submitted at Beckett, wouldn't that raise a red flag considering they're 1 in 11,000 packs? Like the biggest pack odds of any card on this entire screen
page. Yeah.
Yep.
I like the
regular.
I like the 96 better than 97. It's a personal preference. 97 is very much in demand, like I said, because of its lenticular. It looks like it's 3D in hand. It's dark on the back, so it makes it hard to grade, obviously, but I just like the 96. I like the fact that it looks like a graffiti.
Whose arm is
that?
It's
all die cut. Die cut again. I'm a sucker for die cut. So
whose arm is that, Josh? You know whose arm that is? Look at that sweatband. Look at that red elbow pad. You know,
Olajuwon.
It's the dream. That's the dream right there, man. Yeah, it's Olajuwon, man. Yeah. Another reason to go with this one. And that, and I own it, so I like it better. No, I'm just kidding. I'll be honest with you. I like the regular Big Men in Court in the middle because it's more colorful than the Z-Pete. The Z-Pete's obviously crazy scarce and crazy rare. I get all that. But I like the middle. Yeah, I really do.
Yeah, it pops more to be honest in the ZP. And just so everybody knows, ZP, the way you can tell, not only is it darker, but it's got the word ZP at the bottom.
Right here. Yeah, if I'm trying to get closer, I wish I had it so I could share it in my vault, but I don't. And I used to have an 8.5, and it was actually real. But this one, yeah, it says it right across the bottom. ZP.
At the bottom here.
There you go. Josh has got it on your screen right there at the bottom. You can see the gold foil ZP. So cool. Such a cool card. That's a great picture right there to put those two next to each other. That's an awesome picture. So going from one card, one insert that has a 2-year span, right? We've got the Big Men on Court 96 and 97. We go to the Planet Metal, which has a 97, 98. I think I got that right. You're looking at the 98 die cut. A lot of people are going to be watching this. And they're going to be like, I like the 97 better. Why do you have the 98 Planet Metal, but the 97 Planet Metal obviously is going to fall into tier 3? Josh, thoughts on that? You might disagree with that. You might think 97 belongs in here. The 98 Planet Metal, I have this right? 1 in 540 pack odds. Does that sound right?
Yeah. Okay. I think so. Yeah, they weren't incredibly hard to pull, but they're die cut. They're incredibly hard to grade. Yep. Yeah, you could make a case for the other Planet Metal as well, but they're very different. Unlike the Big Men on Court, where they're almost identical in shape and everything else, these are completely different cards.
Very different cards.
One's very shiny and silver and fully intact as a square or rectangle, and this Planet Metal is completely die cut. And,
looks like Big Men on Court was a big shift as well, like to a completely different theme. Everything about it was totally different. The reason that the die cut made it in, and this is just me, so if you're gonna, try to burn somebody, burn me. This is not Josh's idea. This is my call here. The Planet Metal has a lower pop from 98. The Planet Metal from 98 is die cut. The Planet Metal from 98, if you get real close and look at it, which we're about to do, it's really amazing to look at because that Earth, I can find Baton Rouge on that Earth planet back there. No, I'm just kidding. But then look at the value. So look at the value of the PSA 10. It's a lower pop, and it's significantly more valuable, about 25% more valuable. So it was a very close call. It was very easily I could have put the 97 and the 98 on here. I don't think I would have ever put the 97 instead of the 98. No. But I could have put them both on there. So again, if you're a huge 97 metal person, my apologies. I think
more people know about the 97.
No doubt.
I've seen it more often, right?
We've talked about it. It's the first Metal Universe set. It's a more important set. And so it cuts the other way. So maybe 97 should have been included. I don't know. We're going to talk about it either way in an upcoming video very soon, which you're about to see. Because again, I've got these little, brilliant little things I'm going to show you. But let's look at this Planet Metal. Like, I was not kidding. Look at the texture. Look at the just the texture back there. I don't know if that's Indonesia. I don't know if that's the Caribbean. I don't know. I'm not good at geography. I'm good at Jordan cards, but I just think it's awesome. Even on the back, man, that's just really good looking.
Yep.
Look at that bump up there. Oh, that's the ball. So the ball sticks out a little bit past. Yeah. And so there's the ball. Yeah, it's almost like the Earth has acne, but it's the ball showing through on the other side. And then let's show people real quick the 97. Let me I think I got this in a 10, don't I? What? I know I do. Whoa.
Probably not on this page because you're just looking at this. Are you just
why did I not
pulled up for just this tier? Because it's not in this tier, maybe.
Oh, it's not in this tier. That's right. What am I saying? Yeah, I was like, I know I got it. Well, stupid. Thank God you're here. I would have been on there for 10 more minutes. Okay, we've got 2 raves in a row. 2 raves in a row. These are 2 I can definitely help with. I've got these raves. Let's pull them up.
Yep.
Both numbered to 399. Both 1997 Skybox. Both of mine are BGS 9.5s. Which one do you like better? You like the Superman card number 190, or you like the more base card? I know you like the bedazzled lettering. I know we've already talked about that with your.
They both have bedazzled lettering, but I like number 23, the regular Rave.
Okay. Well, let's move over then. Let's go check it out.
Yeah, I think it's the colors in the background. I mean, they both have a swirl type background. I like the colors in this one better, and maybe it's because I like the Jordan is bedazzled versus Superman.
That's it. That's probably it. The Z-Force is bedazzled either way. I love that we've brought bedazzled into the hobby. Like, this is one thing we have to copyright, bedazzled.
Right.
It looks to me like there's a pond in the background and a pebble's been dropped in the middle, and those are the ripples coming out of the pond. That's what I see when I see this card. I don't know about you, but that's kind of what I see.
Yeah, and both of them have that effect. I think they're both numbered to 399, just so everyone knows, and they are, again, I hate to say it, some of these are faked. So we got to be careful because these are the serial number matters on the back of these. You got to be really careful with the spacing, the numbering, the little word of in between.
Or the lack of spacing.
Yeah, or the lack of spacing, right.
Yeah. So interesting cards, to say the least. I remember vividly, I bought these on Super Bowl Sunday in the year 2020, just before COVID, on Super Bowl Sunday. I bought these two cards together. Somebody was selling them together. Great Jordan collector out there was looking to move out of both these cards and consolidate up, and I picked up both BGS 9.5 Raves on the same day. So I was really happy.
On the back of this one is the of touching the letter, the numbers. Yeah, it is.
Yes.
Right. Now on the other one, it's not, right? The green one.
Does that mean, before I go there, does that mean one of them's fake?
No.
Tell me the truth.
No,
I can take it.
The green one should not have should have more space.
So, Thank God. I'm in the clear. I got the Josh Dawson stamp of approval. Thank God. No, I checked before I bought these. Obviously, I ran this up the flagpole with a bunch of guys. Yeah.
But if you look at this one and then you go to look at the other one, you're going to say, "Oh, it's fake because it's touching."
Yeah, right? They screwed up. This is some criminal.
It's really hard to tell. Yeah,
right. That's wild. So we got the Raves in the book, both serial number 399, same as the Credentials. Credentials is a bigger card than the two Raves, you think?
Yeah.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Why?
I guess it's just rarity. I think it's demand and rarity combined.
Yeah. It's weird. I never thought about it, but the two Raves, both $3.99. The Credentials $4.99. But I agree with you. I think the Credentials is a bigger card. I think. Well, I know
it's more in demand. That's
really it is. It for sure is. And again, I can't sit here and even talk about the aesthetics. The aesthetics are filthy. Like, if it was numbered to $12.99, Josh, it'd probably still be in tier 2. To be honest with you, it's that good looking of a card, man. Okay, and then right next to it, just like the 86 Fleer and the Star 101 snuck into tier 1, the 92 Beam Team, just like the 93 Scoring King, sneaks in on aesthetics are great. It's sort of the introduction for the first time ever of that velocity pattern that Donruss Optics seems to have kind of brought back into the hobby for the ultramodern cards. But we're talking about the 92 Beam Team down here, where Danny Ainge is right off of Jordan's right butt cheek, just watching, helpless, can't do anything about it. Foundational Jordan insert, man. I don't know what else to say. 93 Finest Refractor, foundational parallel, Beam Team, Scoring Kings, foundational Jordan inserts. Anybody
recognizable. Super recognizable. And the biggest thing with this card is it's off center. And you can tell really easily because at the very top where those lines go up, one will be really thick and the other one will be really thin. And it is really noticeable.
This is one chance. And I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm going to talk trash and I'm going to give you a chance to match what I'm about to show you. But I think I might have you for once beat on something. Of course, I do have the championship PMG, but I know that you're coming real soon. I might have you beat on this. Tell me if I'm wrong. Are you ready? I know you got the Beam Team 10. Do you have the members only 10? Oh, God. Not only does he have them, he has them ready. He has them ready and pulled up. No hesitation. Josh, what you were talking about, look up here. See the centering? It's damn good on this one, okay? And, of course, we got some 10s pulled up. I could have pulled up a bunch of 8s because I got a bunch of 8s because I just love the card so much. The 8s, the distance of the velocity pattern up in the top, edges, top right and top left corner, it's noticeably worse. And I'm trying to think. Both of these are pretty good. This one's actually not as good as the other one, but it's not perfect. But everything else is pretty good. So, Josh, there can't be too many people out there and I don't mean to – this is not about –
I was going to say, so not to digress because we intentionally left the, some of the the members only off of this list, right?
Oh,
So
yeah.
there's a lot of members only cards that are not in any of the pictures, and it's intentional. It's probably one. It's kind of one of the. It's one for all. That's the rule, right?
There should be none, Josh. There should be none. Otherwise, you'd see the members only next to it.
Yeah.
And here's the deal: think about it. If we did the members only for the Beam team, then we got to do the members only for the 94 Beam, the next Beam team. Then do the members only for the die cut Beam team, the 93, the 95. Then you got to do the members only for every other Stadium Club high risers. It would have eaten up the project. It would have pushed us from 300 and something cards to 700 cards just for the members only. Same thing. Let's reiterate this, Josh, and I got us on big screen because it's important. Same thing for everybody out there clamoring about first day issue. Same thing for, I'm trying to think of some of the other stuff. The gold medallions, we actually did put each separate gold medallion, the platinum medallion, obviously, because they're crucial, huge cards. But some of them we had to do a one for all rule, like Scoring Kings Plus. We didn't put the Scoring Kings and the Scoring Kings Plus. We probably could have, but we didn't. The one exception I made was for our friend who very subtly sent me 2 pictures, with no words attached, of the 2 Stadium Club one-of-a-kinds, serial number to 150. I put them both in there. So it wasn't you. It was a mutual friend of ours who's been up here on the show. I'll give him crap when he shows up, but I agree with him. I mean, those are serial number to 150, so those are special. But a pretty cool pairing with the Beam team and the Beam team members only. And here's the deal, Josh. Tell the people you're not even going to be able to see the damn thing. Watch this. Okay, so there's the Beam team, okay? And you know what I'm about to show the people.
You're not sharing yet.
You're
not sharing yet.
I'm never doing it again. I'm never going big screen again. Look, here's the Beam team, okay? Just focus on the top, okay, up here. And then here's the Beam team members only. Can you tell what's different? It's almost impossible.
Unfair because I know, but
and I
show it on video so you can see it.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going back. Don't forget to get me back on screen share. Okay. Here we go. Show me.
So right under the word BE on the beam, if I turn it, there you go.
Turn it.
You see that little embossing, right?
Dude, it is miserable. Yeah, it is absolutely impossible. I mean, I see it because I know what I'm looking for, but people are going to be like, Josh, that's a scratch on the PSA case.
Yep. So
it's right there. You go. That's a good angle right there, Josh. It's right there, right to the left of Josh, or to the right of Josh's finger, right under the A, and it's almost impossible.
It's a little shield that says members only on it.
It is, and it is very faint, and it is so faint. And now I can see it on mine, but you really got to work to see that. I really wish they just put a little gold foil stamp, don't you?
Yeah, they did that. Well, we'll go to the next one, the next Beam team, and when we get there.
Yeah. Okay, and so moving along, this is one that you put me onto. I'd never seen it, never heard of it, didn't know anything about it. The SPX product has always confused me. I know for a fact there's at least 1,000 people watching this who are going to be like, Cajun, you're right. SPX is confusing as shit. I have no idea what's going on. Are they round? Are they square? Are they pointy? Are they shaped like a spaceship? There's a million zillion different years and then a million zillion different die cuts, but they're cool. They are very futuristic. They have a very unique theme to them. And if I showed you a card, you'd be like, that looks like an SPX card, even if you had never seen it before. Josh, tell me about this card that we're looking at right here.
Yeah, so this is probably one of the most rare, and I think we tried to avoid putting in all the different holograms.
Yeah,
because there's holograms from all different years and 92 on up, and I think we tried to avoid that. But this card is extremely rare. It's rounded on both edges, left and right, and the X in the middle is literally cut out of the card. It's die cut out of the card. So this is actually called rounded. It's called SPX Promotion Rounded, and it is not numbered, but it is extremely hard to find. You won't find one on eBay at all in any grade. So it is tough.
One in 2,520. And let's go try to pull up what do we say, 97?
97 promotion, SPX promotion. Rounded.
Okay, so first I wanted to just pull up regular promotion just to show people, okay? We did something wrong. There it is. There's the rounded, and there's the PSA 10. Yeah, 1580 in 2018. That is the last time a PSA 10 sold. It's exactly the card we were looking at, and here it is, just so you can check for yourself. You see the X is cut out right there in the middle. It's rounded at the left. It's rounded at the right, based on what you're looking at on your screen. You got promotion down there in the bottom left, in a PSA 10. Really good looking card. It looks like somebody's hand is literally on Jordan's cheek here. But if we go back to the card itself, 1580 in 2018, card ladder with a low confidence meter estimates, you're talking about a $7,000 to $8,000 card today. So big card, belongs in tier 2, a little bit off the radar. But that's a little bit of Cajun flavor, a little bit of Josh Dawson sneaking in and putting a little sprinkling a little Josh Dawson flavor.
It's just
flavor
different, and the hologram's nice, and it's it's not the one where he's winking at you. We'll get to that. We'll get there, but it's a nice hologram, and it's a tough card.
It is a tough card. I don't have it. You got it in 10?
I do. Yeah, that might be my sale in 18.
Your purchase?
Yeah, my purchase. Yeah,
because I know you don't sell. So yeah, you missed
that might be the sale that I took advantage of in 2018 because it was so hard to find.
Good call. Good call. That's another card where unquestionably the card's worth significantly more today than it was then. There's no doubt about that. And then my favorite Beam team.
I was going to say mine too, by far.
By far. And this is me. This is, again, I was probably going to sneak this card in no matter what. And from a very selfish reason, this is one of my favorite Jordan cards from the 90s period and story. And it's got so much crap going on. Okay. First of all, let's start with the regurgitation of colors. It's like Willy Wonka vomited on a blank canvas, and this came out, and then they threw Jordan on it. If you've never seen the card, it can look like that's a black background. It's not. That's die cut. The word beam is die cut into it. The word team is die cut into it. And then you've got, like we saw, Josh, correct me if I'm wrong, on the Platinum Portraits and on the Metal Fusion, those are pinhole die cuts with the face of Jordan right there. Yep. So this card's got a lot going on at the moment. And PSA 10 for this card is very, very, very rare. I've stopped asking you completely if you have cards and what grade they're in because it's kind of redundant. But let's pull up the PSA 10 in the ladder. It is a Pop 29. Not selling very often, twice in the last year. You're looking at about a $5,000 card, $5,280, something like that. If we look at the Pop report here, under 1,000. So there's less than 1,000 ever graded. Gem copies, including BGS, you're looking at 39. And here's the deal. Okay. So what card was it we were just looking at where I said, this seems ridiculous that the BGS 9.5 is like 1/7 of the PSA 10.
Yeah.
Look at the value on this one. It's like, 65, 70%. It's not even a factor of 2 to 1. Strange, huh?
Yeah. CSA has, literally three times as many in a gem.
Yeah, it's a numbers game. It's weird.
Now, do they differentiate the members only or no?
Do they mean in the Pop report?
Pop report.
Yeah. Members only will have a separate. Well, I mean, it's supposed to have a separate Pop report. Yeah, I would assume it does. I mean, we could pull it up on PSA, but I would assume it does. And that's it, Josh. We're already at 1 hour and 16 minutes. My kids are going to hate me. I was supposed to shoot fireworks. But it's just too much fun stuff to talk about. And like we said in the first episode, man, tier 2 is easier to talk about than tier 1 because these are cards that we see and touch more often and that are more attainable, even though these are all very special and all tell a story in and of themselves. Obviously, we're 76 minutes into it. We know they tell a story. Tier 2's, this is it. Tier 2's a wrap, man. It was 2 videos. If you missed the first one, go back and see it. It's more awesomeness, just like this episode was. I did want to share with people a real quick glance at tier 3 so you can start talking about the tier 3 cards, Josh, that you think should have made it into tier 2. I'm not going to go through each one. Yeah. I'm just going to let people suck it up and absorb it and put some eyes on some of these tier 3 cards. Look, this is where most of hey, that's BS. That card belongs in tier 2. We're going to get a ton of that. People are going to say, Josh Dawson, get your dumbass rounded promotion out of there and put my East-West refractor in there. Yeah, there's going to get a lot of comments about stuff like that, and that's fine. People are going to love Dunkin' Donuts. Americans like to eat donuts, man. They're going to try to put that in there. You got the Nike promo after the Air movie just came out, the titanium, the hot numbers, which we keep talking about over and over, the preview refractor, the total D. There's a million cards. That's 1/3 on your screen. Here's the other tier 3. Remember, tier 3 is 81 cards, 3 pictures of 27 different cards. And so just more monsters coming at you. You got the dual, the refractor Jordan Kobe right here from Mystery Finest. We got the full court trap gold, which is making a comeback. A lot of people recently have been talking about that card, Josh. Gold, and there's a lot of stuff to talk about when we get to that card because people mislabel it on eBay, and it's a trap, right? But it can be a good trap too because you could buy the gold when people don't realize they have the gold. They just think they have the regular. The Bowman's Best Cuts Atomic. I had Nat Turner on, right? So by the time you guys watch this video that we're talking right now, Nat Turner will have come on. Nat's a huge fan of this Bowman's Best Cuts Atomic Refractor die cut. Huge fan of that card and thought maybe that card belonged in tier 2. So not out of the question. Here's one of the Josh Dawson specials. Gravity Denied. Really weird card. Josh can talk about that card for 10 minutes. That card is very, 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 very unique. And then the last of tier 3, we've got some other just bangers, Josh. I don't know what else to say. I mean, some of these cards are absolutely humongous cards, right? And this is where we may get some kickback because I've got a bunch of the 99 upper deck cards. And the reason is they're just serial numbered so damn low, man. And then Jordan doesn't have that many 99 cards. A lot of people have seen the Wild. A lot of people have seen the Now Showing, but they haven't seen is it High Court? Is that what it's called?
Yes.
High Court. They haven't seen the Jamboree, not the Jambalaya, but the Jamboree. A lot of people are not going to be familiar with this card right here, the 911. We're going to talk through it. Again, just massive monster cards. And some of these on this third pane of tier 3 are very strange cards, like with a story behind them. They're very, very different. And a lot of people on that tier 3, we're going to have to talk. We might have to go 2 hours on this one. And you're going to do most of the talking on that one. And I talk a lot, but you're going to have to do most of the talking on this one because this is all new to me. When I start putting X's on this one, I ain't going to have more than maybe 5 or 6 on this one. This is going to be all you, Josh.
Yeah.
So, anyway, that's it, guys. I can finally get off screen share. I'm terrible at that, and I apologize for how many times I talked and thought I was sharing screen, but I wasn't. Josh, anything stand out? Let's go back one last time. Anything stand out? If you had to pick one of these cards as your favorite on this screen, which card's your absolute favorite? You can only pick one. You know what? Pick 3.
I'm going to do the 95 Beam Team in the bottom right. I just love, again, no value, nothing's better than anything else. Just aesthetically, love that card. Thrill Seekers, first card in row 2.
Yeah.
Is one of my favorites. And probably the Superstar in also row 2.
Yep. Right there in the
those are probably, for me, some of my favorite looking cards.
I go Beam Team. I go Take It to .net, and I go Galaxy. I go Galaxy right here because it's a Metal Universe product, Metal Universe Championship. I go the Take It to .net because it means a lot to me, and I think it's a unique pattern and all that. But it means a lot to me as the first serial number Jordan I ever picked up. And then my favorite Beam Team, which, like I said, the Willy Wonka, man, you can't go wrong with that. It's just like big time right there. So
hard not to
Josh, as always, your time is valuable, man. Thanks for joining us on the channel. I know everybody watching and listening appreciates it because if I was doing this by myself, there'd be a lot of and I'm not sure's, and I'll have to check on that. And having you here is it's indispensable, and it makes these a lot more educational. And I think these are going to have some evergreen value. I think people are going to go back and look at these in 2026 and 2029. And a lot of stuff we're talking about is still going to hold true. The values are probably going to change. I think they're going to go north. That's just me. But a lot of the other things that we're talking about, I think that stuff's evergreen, and I think it's going to be pretty good content for people to digest for a long time to come.
Yeah, inserts and ratios aren't going to change, right? So
pack odds. Once we get the pack odds right, again, pack odds are a work in progress. We're going to get it right. We're going to get it right together using our Cajun Minion team, but we're going to get it right. But man, we've got at least 20 more videos. I've got you and I doing at least not 12 now, 13. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, I added a pain. We've got 13 that you and I have got to do. And then we're going to have some other guests come on and talk about it as well. And then at the end of it, I think what would be really fun is to get a big roundtable going, maybe get 4 guys on. And I can throw some questions out there and let 4 people just talk about whatever the hell they want to talk about. And we can go scroll to wherever y'all want. I think that would be really fun just to hear a bunch of guys who love Jordan cards talk about Jordan cards. So anything else, Josh? You good?
No, I think that's it. We're work in progress. Like you said, we're still sorting out tier 4. We're still working in the background while we're doing these videos on tier 2. So
we are. And by the time y'all watch this video, it's going to be pressing up against the national, maybe a week or 2 before. I am going to go ambush tier 4 cards at the national. I can't wait. I'm going to go snack so many tier 4 cards at the national with cash and try to wheel and deal. It's going to be really fun. I'll have a nice little checklist with me, and hopefully everybody who's watching will do the same, and we can buy some Jordan cards together. Josh, thanks again. Thank you guys for watching. Keep collecting. Stay positive in the hobby. Hit the bell icon and the subscribe button so you make sure you get notifications. It's in a playlist on the channel, the Michael Jordan Hierarchy. Every video we do having to do with this project is going into that playlist. And so hit that bell icon so you know when the next video comes out. Thank you guys for watching. Keep collecting. Stay positive in the hobby.